Well, guess where we are, guys? Yeah, some Volvo 940 action. Who doesn't love a Volvo? Right, let's get stuck in. I need to sort this now. I mean, whoops. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and yes, we're in the big girl. The Volvo 940. Yeah, I've got a few jobs I need to do on this car. So in this episode, it's not going to be a biggie, but it's something that's actually quite detrimental and a bit annoying now. So what we're going to go and try and achieve in this episode is the windscreen washers don't really do a lot. I diagnosed it just before Christmas. I've unblocked the jets to see if that's the fault, and it's not that. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, really. So obviously the weather at the moment, you've got salt and then you've got rain, and then, you know, and now it's getting into the slightly nicer weather. It's warming up a bit. You get bugs and you're gonna get stuff like that. It's a bit annoying now. You can't really clean it. So before Christmas, I took all the washer bottle out, try and add a little play with it, try to free some stuff up, and it's not really, they're not playing ball. The rear one just doesn't work at all. The pump's just not doing anything, and there's two different pumps. There's a pump on one side and one on the top or bottom. What it is one powers the front windows and one powers the rear window. So the rear window, I'll be honest, I'm one of them people, I don't even like to use my rear wiper because I just feel like it scratches the back of your car. I'm just a bit weird, but I get stuck in my way with that, and I can't change that. But I do want to get it working. Obviously, I don't like things not working on the car. So we can get that one working, mint. But the front ones are the biggest thing I want to try and get working on this car. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to pull it all out. So I'll film as much as I possibly can. He's taking the air intake out and getting to the bottom of it. So this car's got an aftermarket air filter and stuff on it. It's got a different turbo, different exhaust, stuff like that. So it looks slightly different than a standard Volvo turbo. Like I said, if you haven't seen any more videos on this car, it's actually done really well. People really like this car. Thank you for everyone that does follow the Volvo content. Obviously, we have the 940 and we have the Amazon now. But yeah, we've got a few jobs that need to tick away, and really what I need to do on this car is sort that out. And there's a few dash lights that have gone, so the backing light. So I mean, there's one good one that's gone when I'm driving it at night. I can't see my fuel gauge, and you don't want to watch a fuel gauge in a Volvo 940. Asking Volvo'd. They drink fuel. But it's my baby, I don't really care about that. But it's something that, again, it's driving along and half the lights don't work. So got a couple of new bulbs, got some new bulbs here for the back of the dash. Found a spare carrier that came in the car, so we've got things, bits and pieces like that. So we'll get cracking with it, I think, and we'll get the bonnet open, give it a bit of a look over. I need to check things like the oil and stuff like that, so she can do a bit of TLC. So let's set the camera up and let's start stripping out all of the washer bottle and bits and pieces like that. So let's get the ignition on and I'll see what we've got to play with now. Quick shout out to Swedish Boost Mafia. I love these key rings they make. I bought this pretty much one of the first things I bought for the car. So still rocking my Volvo 600 lanyard as well. So let's get the ignition on. So, whoa. So yeah, what have we got going on here? So I always have the screen wash light here, that's always on. I don't know why, because we've actually disconnected it. So that might be one thing we're going to look at today, maybe put some new crimps on it. I mean, who doesn't love a Volvo? So let's see what we can get from it. Probably nothing, so let's have a look. There's not, that one's squirting a little bit of fluid over on that side. Yeah, not the best. So let's get out there and have a look. Oh, look at that. Look at that engine. So yeah, boot, the washer bottle, top's here, and everything else is under there. So I obviously have my aftermarket air filter from BSR on top of here, off my intake and bits and pieces like that. So this needs to come off, all this framework needs to come off to get to it. I already pre-checked like all the pipes and stuff at the back. I did that last couple of months back now because I thought, oh, it'd be a quick fix, but it wasn't. So we've got some new pumps. I'm also hoping that's going to sort it. So let's get yourself on a quick time lapse. Various nuts and bolts to get this out, a couple of plugs and stuff. Alright, so all the bolts are off this now, so I should be able to just kind of jimmy it out. So once it's off the intake, that's the harder bit. We can get it off out of the way. There we go. So there's the pump. Like I say, the wires are actually completely cut on the sensor. Not entirely sure why. We couldn't get the lights to go off, I think, for the MOT. So what I might do is do that. So like I say, it's cut completely. That is literally just an overflow. So you got one pump there. Here's the washer bottle itself, obviously, and there's another pump to the side. So it's one each side. I believe that's the rear and that's the front. Could be different. A Volvo filter, that's all been cleaned out, and you can see there's water flow through it. There's water in the system there. It all seems absolutely fine. It's a bit annoying that it's doing this, but when I ran the pumps, they're just really weak. Like they're not doing anything. So what we're going to do is just pull these pumps out, swap them out. So got a little, these both came from abroad as well, so I believe this is not a bad brand. So we've got one front and rear, so let's get these opened up, and I'm just going to pop them out, swap them. There's fluid in here, so we should have enough to test with, and then we'll go from there. So that was pretty simple. So they have different plugs on them. So I'm going to proper look at the two. So I can't remember which way which is on there, but obviously they're completely different. So you've got different connectors on the tops. But this one, noticeably, is the most gammed up, horrible looking thing ever. So I just don't think it's picking up enough out of there. And it's so weak, this one. I believe this was the front one. But I say, regardless, we changed them both. They've got like a little impeller in the back of that and stuff like that. So, I mean, they both had fluid in, but it's not powerful enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this sounded on. I'm going to get some crimps, and we're going to reconnect this up. So I don't like the way that's like that. I've cleaned out all the basically it's quite cool. It's like a proper level monitoring system, but it's like really old school, just like it's like a cylinder with literally like a rubber level that goes up and down in it. It's quite over engineered, but it's a Volvo. You know, I mean, we have fuel filters, but we've got a washer bottle filter. So let's see if this has fixed the issue. Right guys, you're not going to actually believe this. So front one, obviously nothing. Still nothing. We've got a little bit spitting out of one of them, but the rear one, put you in the mirror, yeah, that's a nice heavy, you can see that, look at that. So the one I didn't really want working works. I have to take all the pipes off again. There must be enough of blockage. I've had it all off. So right, let's get stuck in. I need to sort this now. Right, so I've just unplugged one of them here. There's like a little valve almost. So let's see if that fires anything out. There's a blockage. So just have a look. Whoa. Yep, so pump's doing its job. I mean, whoops. So yeah, we got fluid out of that one. So let's pull the other one off. Right, so I plugged this lower pipe back here, and obviously this goes up to the first washer jet. So let's see what we've got on that front. Nothing going to the washer jet, but is forcing it out of that end. So plug this one back in. Right, so with everything put back in again, we've got this side spitting about the nozzle and this doing absolutely nothing. So we know that that valve's free because it's blowing through okay. There's got to be something wrong with these jets, even though I've had them all off before. Oh, this is annoying. So I did everything I could cleaning these out. Replaced, I mean, the pump definitely need doing because it definitely didn't have that much pressure. So I'm glad I've done them, and obviously we've got the rear one working. So let's whip all these jets off and have a look. I think we might have a culprit. So what I've done is I've removed the pipe off this jet, leaving that bit of it. You listen to it. There's definitely something in there. So if we try it now, it's just spitting out of it. So look how grim that is in there. So what I've done is I've put some glass cleaner in there and some boiling water, and there's loads. You probably can't even see that on the camera. Bits of crap coming out of that. So I could barely blow through it before, so I'm hoping. So I've been using a pick just to get stuck into it. Yeah. Some big chunks in there, so let's see if that sorted it. Right, so I've ended up taking this apart. So you see the top of it there, and this is like a little valve. So if I get my little, so yeah, I think I've got to the bottom of it. So this is like a little valve. So we're taking this little thingy out, pop the top off. So there's your freeway thingy, and as you pop that through, you can push that. You can push that kind of out, grab hold of that. So I've just had it out, and what it was is a tiny little spring in there. Look how much green dirt's coming out of it. So I don't know how much of that you can actually see on camera, but there's quite a bit. Look at that. Ugh. Like that is a valve, I believe, and it is absolutely ugh, that's horrible. Right, so let's dip this in that water. Let's get as much of that crap out of there. So yeah, we've got that in there now. Look at all that crap. Right, so that's pretty grim, as I'm sure you'll agree. So let's try and fish it out a little bit. And yeah, that's rank. It's actually fully blocked. Don't know what that is. It hopefully shouldn't be in there. Let's pop that back in there and clean it around. So there's like I say, it's glass clean. There you go, completely clean now. Let's grab that back out. So that, let's give that a good wipe. Give it a bit of a clean. It's a nice clean spring now. So that goes back in its little housing. Okay, and then we've got this that I'm just going to scrape out, because you can see there's residue of all sorts in there as well. So I think that is like an adhesive. I don't know if I should be opening this up, but I like opening and playing with things. So I like to know how things work, and that is for that. So let's just dump that in there. Right, so let's try and put this back together somewhat. So that sat in there, and then that pushed down on there, and it kind of just went back together. I'm hoping it's going to clip back together. There you go. Alright, let's go put that back on the car. Right guys, we're back at square one. So has this fixed it? I'm going to start her up this time. Oh, I love this car. Right, washers, are they go? Whoa! They might need lowering down. Oh yeah. I can see where I'm going. Lovely. Oh, I'm buzzing with that. So let's have a proper look. So the culprit was that, it was that little thingy there, so I had to glue the top of it back together. So I now know it was at fault anyway. So yeah. Yeah, having a small rocker leak there, kicking over nicely. I mean, what Volvo doesn't have an oil leak? So. I love the sound that thing makes, it's epic. Big turb ski, come on in Volvo, big turbo time. Right guys, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. I can see where I'm going finally, which is obviously important when you're driving. Yeah, they've never worked like that since I've had the car, and I've coming up a year of owning this thing now, and they've never worked like that. So the rear ones never ever worked, like, it didn't even spit. So obviously a brand new pump sorted that one out, and even when I managed to get the front ones working back in the summer, they were just a bit lame, and that could be down to that valve, or it could be down to the pump being weak. I believe it is a bit of both. The pump, you can hit, I mean, now when you hit the switch, the pump's really lively, you know, it sounds really good. So I bought the best pump I can find for the money as well, so it's got really good reviews, so I'm hoping it's going to last. I'm going to keep the other one just in case. I mean, the rear one had been, because you knew that was at fault, it was doing nothing, it's all jammed up. But the front one, I think I'll probably keep it as a spare. There's no harm in having a spare. But yeah, I'm going to get myself a new valve, because obviously that's a temporary fix. It's not leaking, but it's a temporary fix, you know, it's just going to fail. So we'll get a new one of them ordered, but we can see where we're going. So I'm trying to tick off like the bits and pieces I might need for an MOT. So that's one thing. I now need to get some suspension arms sorted out, basically. So my lower control arms, the bushes are quite worn. So I need to get some new bushes. I really want the IPD poly ones they do, but they're hard to get in the UK, and I don't want to keep replacing bushes for the sake of bushes, because I know these bushes aren't that old on this car. They're a few years old and they've already got loads of play in them. So I do want to try and get poly if I can. So if anyone can get hold of IPD in the UK, or know a good company to order through that I'm not going to get absolutely taxed when they come into the UK, I really want to get the IPD like improvement kit for it if I can. So I know loads of American YouTubers that have Volvos can get hold of them obviously really easily, bits and pieces like that, but I would love to try and upgrade them if I can. So that's my next point of call. I'm going to throw some new ball joints on while I'm at it. The car's got brand new tyres on it and things like that, so I don't think it's going to need anything for the MOT other than that. It'll probably pass, but it's no point. It's got enough of, you know, it's a bit of a wobble on the steering and things like that, and I like my cars to be right, so I'm going to try and get it right. So that's this video over, unfortunately. But if you want to see more Volvo content, please just drop in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it about. I love working on this car. It's just such an over-engineered, nice car to work on. I really do enjoy it. There's a few plans we got for it. So I'm going to just put them bulbs on the dash now. We don't need to see that. It's a few Torx bits and then just twist the plug off. They're these little twist plugs with the bulbs. So I'm going to sort that out just in a second. But my next thing is really, I want to try and find the 2-pod gauges. So if anyone can actually see, look, I've got both my gauges here. So I want to try and sort that out, because really I'd like them, let me just see you guys back there. Yeah, I kind of want to get these up in like a nice pod so they look a bit tidier, stuff like that. They're kind of bugging me a little bit and they're rattling now, so such a comfy place to be, I don't want to rattle. So yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in. If you've really enjoyed this, like I say, please comment away below. Yeah, I'm really pushing to try and get bits and pieces done on this car. We did the wheels back in the summer and stuff like that, so I haven't got to worry about that. I've got the car bang on how I want it. I don't want to change it at all. I just want to do bits and pieces it needs. I love this car. I really do adore it. I mean, it was my wedding car, or one of my wedding cars, and yeah, there's a bit of rust I want to sort when the weather gets a bit better on the rear arch. That's all that's on it. I'm going to underseal the car again. We're going to get bottom arms done on it, sort that pod out, and then really all I do is keep on top of the maintenance on it and clean it and keep, you know, I'm really happy with this car. It's really good. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. If you haven't already, please go and check out Whiteland Restoration. They also have a Volvo 240. absolutely beautiful car, all full respray, loads of rust repairs, and they really inspired me really to try and I bought a 940 just after I found the channel, and they really did inspire me. I want a 240 one day anyway, but they really inspired me to go and buy the Amazon and things like that. And in Volvo, Sledge at Volvo, if you've not seen his channel, he's got a 200 series, a 700 series and a 900 series turbo now, and his channel's epic. Really good content, cracking bloke. Yeah, go check both of them out. I'll try and put the kind of names of the channels at the bottom here, but catch you next one, guys. See you later. Bye.